We're just gonna jump right into today's recipe. I'm walking you through step by step of how to deep fry a turkey for your Thanksgiving table. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, if you've never had deep fried turkey before, then you are missing out on one of the greatest Thanksgiving main dishes ever. Yeah, I mean, we all like turkey. I mean, actually some of us don't like turkey because it can be really dry and bland and you just slather it up with the gravy and mashed potatoes, which is all well and good. But once you have a deep fried turkey, honey, your life is about to be changed. My dad started doing this when we were growing up, and I don't want any other kind of turkey since. I'm sure you've seen all of the YouTube fail videos of things blowing up, really smart people trying to do this in their house, and anything and everything in between. It's also kind of hard to find exactly how to do this on the internet. So I'm gonna walk you through it step by step of how we do it, how my dad has done it, all the tools and tricks, the safety tips, the hazards, the things to look out for, everything that you need to know, we're gonna cover. So sit back, get a beer, get your turkey ready, and let's do this. First things first, the turkey. Turkeys come frozen solid. So once you buy your turkey, you need to put it in the refrigerator. I do it for a week prior to Thanksgiving or a week prior to whenever you're gonna cook the bird. It is frozen solid. So take it from either straight from the grocery or your freezer if you buy it way ahead of time and put it in the fridge 7 days before. It's only gonna take probably 4 or 5, but depending on how big or small your bird is, the 7 days just gives you all the extra time that you need to ensure it is fully thawed out. You do not want to fry a frozen turkey. It will end very, very badly. So tip number 1, put your turkey in the refrigerator 7 days before cooking to make sure it's completely thawed. Number 2, we're actually gonna get this bird prepped and ready to go into the fryer, and this needs to be done the day before you're gonna cook. So either the day before Thanksgiving or the day before you're gonna fry your bird, 24 hours before you're gonna get it ready. So all I do is take it out of the bag, take all the innards out, all the gravy packets, everything, so it's just the bird, pat it down to where it's fairly dry, and then you're gonna need a turkey injector, 1 stick of melted butter, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of white pepper. If you don't have the white pepper, you can skip the white pepper and just do the garlic, or you can just do straight up butter because any of it's gonna be delicious. Melt it, mix it all together, whisk it to where it's really good and combined. Pull that butter through the injector, and you're gonna inject this butter into the whole bird, the whole stick of butter. Make sure you go even on both sides, stick it in the breast, underneath, all over. Get it all, stick it in, inject it with all that flavor. It's gonna be so good. And then the very last thing that you're gonna do is just rub it down with Cajun spice. It's gonna take anywhere from 3/4 to a cup of Cajun spice. It doesn't really matter what the measurements you use. Just make sure that you cover it, rub it in, get inside the cavities, underneath the skin, underneath the wings, everywhere. Wear gloves for this because it'll just make it a whole lot easier. Sprinkle it, rub it down, and that's it. So we're not brining the bird, we're not drying out the bird, we're not making this homemade thing. Keep it simple, speaks for itself, so we're just gonna go real easy on this one. So after you've injected it, rubbed it down with Cajun spice. Also, I like to do this on a baking sheet. It just kind of keeps it all contained. You can also do it in a disposable oven roaster, whatever, just keep the bird contained and all the juices. Wrap that sucker up really tightly, place it in the fridge, and let it take a nap for 24 hours. Okay, so the prep so far has been really, really easy. Now, it's game day and we're ready to go. While you're getting everything prepped outside, go ahead and take the turkey out from the refrigerator, set it on the counter so it can come to room temperature for about 30 minutes while you get everything set up outside. Now this, I'm not gonna lie, is an intimidating part, but you can do it. You just need to make sure that you're smart and that you're safe, you're aware, and also have people around you while they're doing this. So don't do this by yourself. Make sure that people are helping you or at least watching you, and just all the safety precautions. It can be done, it's not dangerous, but it very quickly can be. You just need to be, like everything else, aware of your surroundings, be smart, be safe, be cautious. So first things first is prepping the frying area. Do this outside. Do it away from things outside. Don't do it next to your car. Don't do it next to your porch. Do not do it on your deck or on your porch. And sure as heck, do not do it inside your house. Do not. For so many reasons, The first being, if something goes wrong, you set your house on fire, do not be that YouTube video. So do it outside on your driveway, clearly away from everything, just in case anything happens. It's not catching fire, it's not spilling over and ruining anything. Far away, open spaces. That's the key number one. Number two that we have discovered that we like to do is actually line the area that you're gonna be doing this on with cardboard. It just makes it really easy to clean up because this is a messy thing. There's a lot of grease involved. It can be really messy, but if you spread out cardboard on your driveway, it just prevents grease from falling on your cement and you having to do that. Afterwards, you can just fold it all up, throw it away, and it just makes cleanup a little bit easier for you. So after you spread out all of your cardboard, now it's time to actually set up the frying. I'm gonna link down below the turkey fryer that we have, so all the equipment that we're using in this, I'll link it so you can go to it and see it yourself. But you're gonna need a big, deep outdoor fryer. A turkey fryer, a Cajun fryer, it needs to be tall, it needs to be big, it needs to be deep, and you're gonna need a propane tank, just like a normal one you would use with your grill. So you're gonna set up the bottom part on top, then you're gonna set the big pot on top of that. There's a basket that you set inside that has holes in it. You're gonna set that inside, and then it's time to set up the propane tank. Now just be careful with this. If you're removing it from your grill, make sure that it's all the way off. Everything's shut down before you take it out. Everything's shut down before you hook it up. Hook it up really, really tightly. Make sure everything's connected and working and good to go. Just cover all your bases with this. Once that's good to go, it's time to add the oil. Now I don't even know what tip we're on anymore, but one of the most helpful, important things you can do with this is to not overfill your pot with oil. The easiest way to do this is just basic science and water displacement. Before you take your bird out of the package, unwrap it, nothing. Put it in the pot, fill the pot up with water until the bird is completely submerged. Just use your garden hose for this. Take the bird out. Wherever the water level is, take a big Sharpie and mark on the outside of your pot where that line is. Dump the water out, dry it out, and this is gonna help you know where exactly you need to fill up your pot with oil. If you blindly do this and just fill it up and then put your bird in, and if you've added too much oil, you get the picture. Oil's gonna roll over, catch fire. This is how things go really, really bad. So make sure before you do anything, adding any oil, put your bird in, fill it up with water, mark that pot where it's the line, take the bird out, pour the water out, dry it off, then you're good to go. It just makes things a lot easier. It's very simple, but it's one of the most important steps when setting this up. So after you've covered all your bases, everything's hooked up tightly, propane tank is full, you have your oil line ready, it's time to go ahead and fill it up with oil. We use straight up peanut oil for this. It's the best oil to use, hands down. It gives you the best flavor. It's just the best. And you're gonna need a lot of it. I like to buy it at Costco or Sam's, or get the biggest one that you can, because you won't think you use it all, but you'll need it. Fill it all the way up to that line, move everything away, clear it away, stick your thermometer in, put the lid on, and now it's time to light. Now, if you're not comfortable doing this with yourself, just have someone who's used to using a grill and lighting things, or have people around just to make sure that everything is safe and ready. Open up the propane tank, turn it on, and our specific fryer has a timer and a button to push to actually light the thing. So it has built-in safety measures for it. Our fryer is on a 15-minute timer, so after 15 minutes, the flame and everything shuts off. This is just in case anything goes wrong, so it's not, if you forget about it, not frying for hours and hours and hours. So we have to keep an eye on it to keep that timer adjusted as the cooking time goes on, because it does cook longer than 15 minutes. Once you see that everything is lit and the flames are good to go, then that's it. Congratulations. You have gotten through the first hard, scary, tricky part of frying this bird. You can do the rest from here, I'm fully confident. So we just need to wait at this point till the oil heats up to 350 degrees. Okay, ready for step number 500 a million? We are finally ready to submerge the bird into its inaugural frying bath party, Thanksgiving dinner situation. So with our deep fryer, we have these two tools, which are necessary and needed to fry your turkey. You have to have this, you cannot do without it. So this hook on this side goes all the way through, and then the bottom. You're gonna take this, stick it straight through the middle of the turkey because it goes through on both sides. So the head, the neck will be on this end, and the butt's just gonna sit on this little platform. It's super easy. You don't have to cut anything because all the turkey's are open all the way through. Stick it in, wiggle your way through, set it up. Just whatever baking sheet or thing that you had it in the refrigerator. Once it's on this, set it back on that, take it outside. This is the other tool that you're going to need. It's just the handle for the hook. Your hand goes right here, hooks on like this. Pick the bird up and you're gonna gently, slowly lower it into the hot oil all the way down. Once it's fully touching the bottom, then you can take the hook off the top, put the lid back on, and let it cook. It is gonna bubble a lot, so that's why it needs to be at room temperature so it's not cold hitting the hot oil. That's why it needs to be dry and not frozen, all the things. Slowly lower it down, just don't be shocked or scared when it starts to boil up. Once it's fully down and everything is good, put the lid back on, keep the thermometer in there because like I said, you need to watch it and make sure it stays at 100 or 330 degrees. And you're gonna cook this for 3.5 minutes per pound of bird that you have. So we're cooking a 12-pound turkey today, so it's gonna take 42 minutes to do it. Usually turkeys are 12 to 14-ish pounds, roughly. So it's gonna take anywhere from 42 to 45, give or take the size of your bird. So 3.5 minutes per pound of bird. Set a timer on your phone for exactly that amount of time and just let it cook from here. And I think this is actually the fun part of the process is while it's cooking, we like to set up outdoor chairs around it so that someone can closely watch it and keep the timer going the entire time and make sure that it's safe. Do not leave it alone. You want to keep an eye on it the entire time. So pack out some chairs out there, open up the beers, pour a glass of wine, and just sit around waiting for the bird to cook. Talk, hang out, eat some appetizers for Thanksgiving, whatever, make it a social thing, but do not leave the bird alone. So just make it fun with drinks and family and friends and all the things because that's what Thanksgiving is about anyway. So after the time is up for cooking your bird, it's time to take it out and it's time to eat it here soon. So again, take either a large baking sheet, cookie sheet, big disposable pan, anything that's large. Make sure you use a clean one and not the one that the raw bird was on. Take it out next door, lay it right next to the fryer. I also like to put on, use either grilled gloves or anything just because it's gonna be hot, just to keep your hands and everything safe. Put that on. You're gonna use the hook again, take off the lid, put the hook down and grab the top of the other hook. It'll be easy to find, it'll stick up so you won't have to go searching for it. And again, just like we did lowering it, slowly raise it up out of the oil, keeping it over the pot the entire time. It's been sitting in boiling hot 350 degree oil, frying for 40-ish minutes, 45-ish minutes. It's got a lot of oil in there and that oil is hot, that grease will burn you and go everywhere. So slowly lift it out, and as you're doing that, make sure that everything drips off as much as possible, all the oil and excesses, everything, but hang it over the pot the entire time so that it's not splattering all over your driveway. We have things there to catch it, but just keep it safe. We don't want to get it in the fire or anything like that. So make sure all of the oil is out, shake it, drip it, and then immediately put it on the pan that's right next to it. Have people help you if it's too heavy. Make sure that friends are around. Again, if anything is the name of this recipe in this game is just safety first. It's totally doable, but you just gotta make sure everything is safe. So have someone help you if you can't lift it out. Have someone around. After that, it's pretty much almost time to eat. So bring it inside and you're gonna let it sit for about 15, 20, 30-ish minutes. That sucker is gonna be hot, hot, hot. You're gonna wanna let it cool down a little bit, all the juices to come back and settle in. Once it's been 15, 30 minutes, take out the middle hook, put it on your platter, and it's time to carve. Now, if you've never had fried turkey, you're probably thinking a couple things. You have in mind like, oh, it's gonna be like fried chicken. And it's definitely not gonna look like what you think it's gonna look like. This bird is actually gonna look burnt. I'm just gonna give you a fair warning because of the frying it and the browning of the skin and the spices that we put on it. It's gonna look like it's crispy, but I promise you, if you cooked it for the right amount of time, it's not. And it's not like a breaded fried chicken. It's unlike anything that you've ever had in your life. But once you take one bite of it, it is straight up heaven. It's so tender and so juicy. And it's not heavy like you would think a fried chicken can be like really greasy and heavy sometimes. It's not like that at all. It's not greasy. It's just so, I hate to use this word, but I'm gonna use it. It's moist and it's tender and it's juicy and it's succulent and it's full of insane flavor. Like you're gonna be blown away. You're like, this is turkey, and this is what a fried turkey looks like and tastes like. Yes, yes it is. My friends, you have just fried a turkey, and I'm so proud of you. For the full recipe, the breakdown, all of your questions answered, all the equipment that you need, everything that you need to know, every single question that you might have, head on over to feelingasouthernsoul.com where that post is. It's all lined out there for you, plus a ton of yummy Thanksgiving sides that would be perfect alongside your fried turkey this holiday season. I'm so excited to finally share this with you. You can do it, you got it. And most importantly, you are going to love this more than you ever imagined. No more dried turkey, no more boring turkey. So gather around the table with your family and your friends this holiday season. Give thanks for all the many blessings that we have, even in this year. Thank you so much for following along and joining me in my outdoor kitchen today. Until next time, I'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.